Thank you very much for attending the Think Digital Scotland conference and exhibition on this lovely autumn morning that only Glasgow can promise. We're holding this event in the Digital Media Quarter, so if any of you aren't familiar with this side of the city, hopefully you'll get a chance as the day goes on to have a little wonder if the rain dies off and find out what's happening this side of the city. Really exciting in terms of the regeneration and the inward investment happening in this part of Glasgow. My name is Arvind Salwan. I'm Managing Director of New Media Corp, and I shall be chairing today. I will be speaking briefly this morning and again at the end of the day, but feel free to collar me, grab me as you will as the day goes on. That's the spirit of today. Discussion, participation, people comparing notes, swapping notes. Get the most out of today. Think Digital Scotland takes place today, a week after the publication of the important Connected Kingdom report, more on which later, but perhaps more importantly, it takes place on the day after Her Majesty the Queen's official Facebook page launched, showing the role, reach and potential of aspects of digital technology and communications. Only thing is, you just can't send the Queen a friend request. There was a humorous piece in the Daily Mail, I don't know if anyone saw it, on how her Facebook page might look with members of her family. I need to briefly touch upon some housekeeping. As far as I'm aware, there's no fire drill this morning, so if you do hear an alarm, the exit signs are clearly signposted, the two in the back of this room, and it's the same with the other venues being used today for presentations and breakout sessions. And please leave promptly and safely from the nearest exit, and ask a member of staff to guide you if you're unsure about anything. In his book, The Future of the Internet, Jonathan Zittrain writes about how cheap networks made it possible for businesses to satisfy the long tail, serving the needs of obscure interests every bit as much as popular ones. I personally like cyber visionary David Weinberger's twist on Andy Warhol's famous quotation, which is a central issue for the rest of us, whether as an individual or as a business, when he claims that on the web, everyone will be famous to 15 people. If this is done right, and it's the right 15 people, technology offers a tremendous opportunity for business. According to Adam Smith in a 1755 lecture, little else is requisite to carry a state to the highest degree of opulence from the lowest barbarism, but peace, easy taxes, and tolerable administration of justice. Smith may have been right back then, but is this still true in a technology-driven 21st century? Can an economy grow rich on such a simple formula? The gulf between a poor economy and a rich one may be unbridgeable if there's no smooth path from producing what poor countries produce to what rich countries produce. For instance, to move from drilling oil to making silicon chips might require simultaneous investments in education, transport infrastructure, electricity, and many other things. A web retailer such as Amazon needs internet users and a reliable post office. I'm sure many of you will be waiting for the government's announcement on the postal network later today. The gap may be too far for private enterprise to bridge alone without some sort of coordinating effort from government. Hopefully today will allow you to decide for yourself if Smith's views are still valid 250 years on. As well as the macro picture, today is just as much about real, practical solutions for local businesses and national businesses, whether you trade within Scotland, within the UK, or internationally. We will hear from a unique grouping of leading speakers, from large multinationals to local SMEs, all working in a digital world. And each, to me, has as much commercial opportunity as the other. The rules of engagement are changing, they're changing regularly, and they are changing rapidly. So I would urge you all to think about the opportunities for you and your business, and to think Digital Scotland. Although Think Digital Scotland is the main conference theme, this is supported by 4 sub-themes. In the morning, presentations will look at the concept of inspire and create, and in the afternoon we will look at communication and delivery. The Inspire session will set the scene through a motivational welcome shortly by Stuart Patrick, the Chief Executive of Glasgow Chamber of Commerce, and this will be followed by a thought-provoking keynote address from Andrew Bark from Google, who I'm especially pleased has agreed to participate today. Andrew will assess the recent Connected Kingdom report published last week and what this means for business. This will be followed by a presentation by Jill Farrell from Scottish Enterprise on using digital technology to help business growth, and this will lead into a Q&A panel. So please have some questions to put to and to test our distinguished panel at 10:50. Following a coffee break at 11 o'clock, the BBC's Julia Bond will open the Create session by looking at creating communities using digital media. This will take us into the first of our series of breakout sessions. Following lunch, the Communicate session will see Andrew Bark from Google speaking about using technology in your business, followed by Ed McCall of Web Energy, and then the second in our series of practical and proven business-to-business case studies. We will close the conference with the Deliver session, with IBM's John McLean speaking on the next generation of technology, and John Campbell from Spider Online on how technology really can add to the bottom line. Our second Q&A panel at 3:30 will allow you to raise questions, many of which I am sure will have been prompted by the day itself. There will be a brief closing address, followed by an opportunity to network, and all of the exact details of speakers and timings are contained within your delegate packs, which all of you should have.